Hello! Welcome back, everybody. This is EonShiKeno, your Starcraft 2 caster. Today we're going to look at a match from IPL Fight Club. It's going to be a TvT, and we're going to be on Cloud Kingdom. Up on the top right side of the map, our first player is going to be in the red. It's going to be ST Bomber. His opponent, also hailing from Korea, is going to be LiquidTaeja, the yellow Terran player. So right off the bat, we can see Taeja is going to go for a wall in here in this TvT, while Bomber is going to go with the more open door policy. Come on in. Have a look around. Now Bomber's known for his insane macro, among other things, but definitely his macro. That's one thing I really have been impressed in so many of his games. Just his macro is just off the charts. Playing against Zerg players will be like ahead in supply, even though they've never even fought, just because he's got that much better macro than his opponent. It's just crazy. SCV is coming right there in the middle. Actually, not in the middle. They're more on the Bomber side here. Bomber gonna go for his gas. So Taeja might be going for command center first here. Hasn't thrown down a gas yet. Probably not going to throw up a bunch of barracks unless he's trying to hide that. Marine coming out. Not going to throw down that supply depot yet. So probably going to be a command center popping at him pretty soon. Taeja has scouted his opponent out. Did see that gas up there. That's one thing you want to look for. That's pretty much the only thing you really want to look for whenever you're in your opponent's space. You want to look to see if they've got a barracks, obviously. If they've proxied it, that's kind of priority number one. But after that, you want to see, do they have gas? Do they not have gas? What's the deal with gas? And there we go. Command center going to go down first for Taeja. So Bomber is going to have the tech advantage, while Taeja is going to have the macro advantage going on here in the early game. Now, I'm not sure where he's going with this Marine up here. Just, I don't know, scouting, making sure there's not a proxy barracks up here. I don't know what Bomber was thinking there, but he's got a factory on the high ground. Spreading it out just a little bit. He doesn't get caught by a scant. And double gas already here for Bomber. More Marines coming out for Taeja. He's going to come down near the bottom right, do some scouting as well. And oh wow, another command center. Whoa, Taeja really liking those command centers here. And there we have a command center for Bomber as well. So, yeah. That's quite interesting. Really fast triple command center. Not sure if he's going to keep this command center's base for a while, or if he's going to try and actively take this third base. I think, as far as Terran players go, if you're going to go for a fast third command center, it's not really, it doesn't hurt you to leave it in your base until the point where you have saturated your main base and your natural. Up until that point, you're pretty okay just leaving it in your base, because you can make SCVs for you. You can make three at a time instead of two, and you can also call down mules. So don't be afraid to just make this third command center and just keep it in your base for a little bit. And Banshee's going to be coming out here for Bomber. Marine's coming out also. Cloak on the way. Marines 4 versus 3. We know who wins that. Taeja's taking a couple shots there, and he's going to fall back. Bomber's going to reclaim that Zelnaga tower. Feel pretty good about it. Just going to leave it one. But oh no, if he turns back around, that's funny here. Nope. Almost had him there, Taeja. If you would have waited like another 5 seconds, those Marines would have been too far away. But Bomber's ready for it. He has the vision of that Zelnaga tower. Taeja's just actively really trying to... He's making him work for that Zelnaga tower. It's like, Bomber, you can have that for free, buddy. You gotta work for that Zelnaga tower. 3 gas up here going for Taeja. So his tech is now starting to kick into gear. Engineering bait gonna go up. Gonna start those upgrades. Gonna help into the late game. Scan goes down there for Bomber. What exactly does he see? Sees 3 command centers at the top. Oh wow, he sees the command center down here. That was a money scan right there. He saw everything but the supply depot over here. Oh wow. Bomber's thinking, wow, that worked out pretty good. So we got the Banshee coming along the way, and Bomber's going to bring two Merlins No, not females. He's going to bring 2 Marines along with him. And so TvT did see that with that Marine. Bomber did take out the Marine. But there's a lot of Marines here for TvT back in his main. He's got 3 command centers, so he's going to have scans galore. He already has an engineering bay down, so... is he trying to bait him in there? There he goes. Yep, he was baiting him. Oh, and he gets a... Whoa, wow. Bomber getting so greedy there. I was like, there's no way that Banshee's going to get out of there, but he said otherwise. And that's crazy. He got out of there. Uh-oh. Marines pushing the Zolnaga Tower, but this time Bomber's got more Marines. Once again, he's going to control the Zolnaga Tower on his side, and even a medevac out at this point. So Bomber's going to use map control with his army advantage right now. Let's check the old supplies as is. Army supply 27 versus 9. You can see here the big difference between the 2 different build orders. Both players have went for TvT going for the more economic build order, 46 versus 37, and Bomber going for the more army tech side of the things. Stim coming on the way for TvT as well. Here we go. Bomber's going to make a push. Heading on here to the natural. He's got siege so close to being done. This is a really nice timing attack. He's got an SCV along the way to make a bunker. Is he repairing his Banshee? Yes, he is. Of course he is. He's a good player. So here we go. And TvT's thinking, I didn't sign up for no siege tank attacks here. This isn't good. Not ready for that. He just has Marines. He's got his own medevacs coming out. He's got some siege tanks coming out. But this attack is really going to start pressuring TvT. Bomber's going to try and make him make some mistakes. And oh, look at that. He takes out the SCV. That was a really big play there. Just sneaking up. I think that was completely worth it. Now he's got his own medevacs out. He really doesn't have enough to make a drop here. And there's so many Marines out here already for... wow, he snipes the Banshee. And that was huge there. That Banshee was allowing him to attack this bunker with a lot more DPS. And that just sucks. He lost that Banshee there. But it's great for TvT, of course. Going to continue to repair there. He's got his own takeout siege tech. Not done yet. Just now starting. Now he's going to go for it. Takes out the SCV once again. But he does get up that bunker. And look at these bunkers. Look at how close this is. Both players right in each other's face here. Scan goes down. He's going to lose the... Oh, no. He lost the Banshee once again. And the Viking comes out next. And oh, wow. Loses the Viking. Both these players they're so close. Look at this. It's like they'd be practically slapping each other as close as they are here with this attack. Back and forth here, and the bunker's finally going to fall. TvT had kept it up for so long, and now the Marines are going to push in, but there's a lot of Marines here for TvT. Bomber has lost his Marine advantage now, but he's got 2 tanks here in the back, and he's going to slowly push those tanks forward. Check the worker count while we're at 39 versus 44, so Bomber takes the lead in macro, and now he's going to fall back. Oh, that's such a smart move to fall back right now. That's just... I mean, he's got a macro lead. He has a supply lead. He's got an army lead, so I mean, walk away while the getting's good, you know. Let's see his tech up here. Let's see the next timing attack. We're probably going to see out a Bomber here. He's made a bunker, sold it. Maybe he was worried about a drop or something like that. Another medevac on the way. More tanks coming out. Observer tower coming out. Sensor tower, sorry. Stim combat shields +1 for his Marines, so we'll probably see Bomber push as soon as his Stim and combat shields are done. And until then, he's probably just going to sit patiently and macro up as Bomber does. TvT now taking his 3rd before Bomber does. So that'll be nice to have some more supply. But oh, look at that, sensor towers. Now you can't sneak in there, TvT. Bomber with those magic sensor towers. Sees all. And the Marines have a battle. Nope. TvT wins. He's got those combat shields. Uh-oh, got a drop on the right side here. Sneaking in on me. SCVs do get pulled there by Bomber, and wow, the whole army here from TvT is going to get taken out. Tank siege up. Medevacs fall so quick. TvT is trying to stim back out of tank range and just have a straight up Marine fight, and he will get cleaned up there. Bomber's going to finish the rest of that out. He's got +1 done. Hasn't started +2 yet. TvT just now starting +2, +1 armor for his Marines on the way, +1 from his tanks also being researched. And another attack here at the top. Nope, TvT's just going to stim away. Saws what he was dealing with there. Let's check the units tab while we're at it. Tank count 6 and 39 Marines versus 2 and 19. So Army favoring, still favoring Bomber. And I mean, Bomber's got some options. He can push down here, take out this 3rd. This would probably be a bad idea just because of the rocks there. But I think this is definitely the plan of attack here for Bomber. Not yet taking a 3rd, hasn't? Okay, there's the command center. Okay. Now's a good time to make that command center while I was pushing across the map. Keeping that money really low, at that below 100 there for a little bit. Oh no, the tanks are sieged up and the bunkers are done just in the nick of time. Bomber is going to go for it. He's going to go for it. The tanks are sieging at the worst possible time. TvT needs to re-siege those. There he goes, and now he's going to fall back. Tanks do siege up, and Marines come in. Oh wow, he should have kept those Marines up front, but tanks, oh wow, that is in range, so good pull back there from Bomber anyway. And wow, TvT did hold that off. It cost him a couple of Marines, but I think it was worth it. He's got his third up before Bomber does. He's getting extra gas, which will allow him to make more tanks if he feels like it, and just tech a little bit quicker. Those upgrades are ahead of Bombers. So Bomber's going to continue to control the middle of the map, take out those destructible rocks there. So that way if he wants to go for a two-prong attack later, he won't be funneled into this little choke point here. That's just like a tank paradise right there. Just one shot will hit everything in that whole spot. At the top, we've got 5 Marines here from TvT. Once again, going to move on in, scout out that top third, and of course, it's not going to be there yet. Going to take the Sinstar out, though. That's a good take. Those things aren't cheap. Scan, and what does he see? Looks at the top, doesn't see too much. Vikings are going to push the medevacs back. Bomber going with mostly the Marine tank combination here. And TvT doing the Marine tank with a couple of medevacs and Vikings as well. Supply block here for TvT. Uh-oh, that's no good. Is he making any? No, he's not making any. Uh-oh. This is going to hurt his, he's going to get even further behind in supply than he already is right now. There's the supply depots. There you go, TvT. He's caught up in the moment. Third command and center goes down for a bomber. He's going to make that into an orbital. One SCV hanging on the right side of the map over here. Not sure what he's doing. Maybe just scouting. This is a nice open area. And where is he headed to? Gonna go check out this base. Good spot for a 4th base. Check out. He didn't see that 3rd for the longest time, so he's maybe suspecting maybe he had a 3rd over here. That's the only thing I can imagine why he'd be scouting that position right now. He's thinking, all right, I know Bomber's good at macro, so maybe he's got a base over here. He hit it in the bottom right, but nope, does not. And at the same time, he scouts that possible 3rd out. Down here at the bottom, Bomber is moving right through where this SCV was, so he's missing out on that critical amount of information. But there is a sensor tower here for TvT. And TvT, there we go. The supply depots are done, and now he's going to continue to make some more supply. There's a lot of Marines up here. Whoa, TvT. He's got a lot of Marines. Tanks are not sieged up now, and they need to siege up. There they go. It's like he's reading my mind. Here he comes. He sees the sensor tower Marines. Going to fall back a little bit. Bait him into that attack. And more supply depots going down for a bomber. He's getting close. About the 167 supply versus 161. Nice upgrades for TvT. Look at that. Got the +3 attack on the way. Bomber has yet to start his +3. And just a lot of posturing going on here in TvT. I mean, it's pretty much standard TvT. A lot of tanks and Marines, players just trying to get in the perfect position, force their opponent to make a mistake, and go into engagement they don't fear. And a bomber is going to try and surround this army in the top left. At least I thought he was. He's got vision of it right now with that 1 Marine. So is he going to turn around after he saw that information? Bomber, nope. Not going to turn around. He's going to continue to make his way down the bottom right part of the map. And TvT at the same time is going to come out. Maybe he was just checking out to see if there's a 4th down here. Marines take a couple shots, trade a couple bullets back and forth, and they're both gentlemen on the backup. Figured, all right, had enough of that. So Bomber getting in a good position down here on the right side of the map. If he can kind of control this area here, he can also control this possible next base for TvT. And uh-oh, SCV finally pays off. He's going to scout this base up here. And we're going to have a big engagement here in the middle. Tanks, Marines, he's going to siege up. And he's going to get his tank line in position. But there's this attack of the top left also. Scan goes down. A couple tanks getting a couple tank shots on each other there. It's at the top, but no, TvT is going to get deflected by Bomber. Bomber stops that pretty well. And 1 Marine shows up from Bomber and saves this poor little SCV's life. So that command center is going to get up. Let's check the units lost tab here. And wow, look at that Bomber being very cost effective in a mirror match. That's what you want to see there. Especially if your opponent went for the macro and you went for more of the army style. You really have to hit him right in the money. Hit him right in the money if you're going to go for that army opening as opposed to an economic opening. So look at all these upgrades, all those red upgrades coming here. Bomber's going to stim, go for it. There's so many tanks over here. He's going to lose a lot of Marines, forced to back up there. And Bomber's just trying to poke any holes inside TvT's base he can, but it's not going to happen. At the same time, on the left side of the map, TvT with a huge Marine force, 3 attack upgrade, 2 armor upgrades with a lot of medevacs is going to make his way to this base at the top left, the 3rd of Bombers. And there are so many Marines at this point. Does he have enough tanks to stop? He's only got 2 tanks. That's not going to be enough. Marines rallied up here to the top, but I don't think it's going to be enough. TvT He's just going to come through here and steamroll all this with all the medevacs. Bomber's quickly going to try to get in position, coming in from behind, but it may be too late. Nope, there's only a couple Marines left. And he did trade effectively well there. That does get cleaned up, but he saves all his medevacs, so good news there. And at the same time, TvT making his way to the right side of the map. These players just trying to take out each other's bases, obviously. There's a planetary fortress up getting done. So close to being done. Tanks are going to go for it. No, they're just going to ignore it. Oh, wow, he's going to ignore it. He's going to go straight to the production facilities. At the same time, Bomber is going to do the exact same thing. Bomber's going to go right to the production facilities. Both players are going to run in here. We're going to have a good old-fashioned base race. Command Center lifts up. Bomber's in base race mode. He's flying everything he can out of there. And TvT is just going to start killing stuff. Look at this. Everything is going to die. He really needs to get those Marines up into production. Stop as many buildings as he can from flying away. And, oh, he's got a Thor. That's going to provide pretty useful. At this point, Vikings is going to be extremely important because there's a couple places you can hide buildings, I think, in this map where a Thor might not be able to get to him. Maybe up here. I don't know. Maybe. It'll be close. So tanks are sieging up. Medevac is going to get out, and Bomber gave it a shot up here, but there's just too many Marines here from TvT's. The majority of his army, everything is going to get taken out. The barracks lift up. The Great Migration has occurred. Everything is going to die in this base. And down here on the other side, TvT is losing everything as well, but he doesn't get his command center out of there, unfortunately. He's going to lose it. I guess he just, oh, he didn't really mine that much more gas. He already was around 2,000, so, but he's going to fly these two away. That's going to be good for him. And look at this. I don't know what to look at right now. There's just like red rectangles and yellow rectangles flying all over the map. It's like, he's gonna lose his factory. This is insane. This is insanity right now. There's like stuff flying all over the place. This guy's flying over the bottom right, but there's already a base down here where there's like 15 barracks he's making. And I mean, SCVs are killing supply depots. This is madness, folks. This is madness. This is a Bomber with the supply lead, 108 versus 84. Let's check the army count while we're at it. Ooh, Bomber with a nice army count here against TvT now. TvT's setting up. He's going to take out this planetary fortress on the right. He's got the tanks there. Bomber's going to have to forfeit that, I think. At least he could save his SCVs. But that will fall. Orbital Command's just like all over the place. Where is Bomber even at? Okay, Bomber's going to move up, maybe get in position on the high ground here. There are SCVs at the Zelnagator, so TvT does have vision of that. He will be able to see this.
Is under attack.
But where's Bomber going to go? Now he's going to go for it, and it looks like TvT's going to sacrifice that, just back up, say, all right, you can have, you got more tanks than me, that's cool, but I'm going to take your base down. Barracks are going to go up, but they're being killed by planetary fortresses killing barracks. Okay, I never thought I'd see that. Oh, that just happened. Oh, TvT's going to lose a command center, unfortunately, to Orbitals waiting to land. And what is going on right now? This is crazy. Barracks flying away from Marines. Upgrades now 3-2 for both players, I think. 2 attack upgrades for the tanks for TvT. 2 attack upgrades for Bomber. What is going on down here? A couple Marines just shooting a little bit of stuff. And Bomber takes his base down in the bottom left. Bomber has a base down in the bottom right. So 2 bases and soon to be a 3rd base in the top left. But TvT's got this base over here on the right. And he's going to be double muling that. Bomber kind of has TvT trapped here, but oh no, he's gonna lose all the Vikings. Those are super critical. No, he does not. He saves those. The Marines get pulled back there by Bomber, and look at all these buildings being produced. Bomber, look at the macro here. 6 reactors and all these barracks being produced, and even some more down here. Bomber knows what's up. Spending all his money, gonna get back in this game, calling down some more mules, but a couple SCVs are gonna come down to the bottom right. Have they scouted out? No, now they're gonna see who's trying to build barracks down here too. Great minds think alike, but Bomber beat you to it, TvT. And Thor gets dropped here, but no, it gets taken out. Wow, that's huge. I mean, at this point of the game, losing anything is bad news. Supply now favoring, oh, it was favoring TvT there for a little bit, but after that trade, it will be Bomber once again in the supply lead. And I guess things are evening out now, but base-wise, Bomber is in the lead, but I think he's going to lose his base in the bottom right. Yep, here comes units from TvT with plenty of medevac support on the way. He's forced to lift up all those barracks and command center, but he's going to focus down the orbital command. Smart move there by TvT. Actually, I think he is. Yep, he's focusing it, and he should be able to take it out. Stimming once again, and that orbital command should fall. 38 life, and he's not going to save that. He better not save that. That'd just be crazy. It's going 14-12. Watch it burn. Watch it burn. There it goes. Thought that mule was going to save it there at the last second, but look at this Bomber at the top left. Bomber at the 3rd, I guess, of TvT. Barracks being repositioned. And now TvT sitting up here on the high ground. I like that position. More barracks being produced here. Both players with a lot of gas. TvT with a much larger bank at this point, but Bomber really low in minerals, but obviously he made a bunch of barracks, so that's where all his bank went to. And now he's just kind of trying to support all those barracks off his 2 mining bases. 10 Marines being produced at a time here, so as far as building production goes, I think that is favoring Bomber at this point. Unfortunately, TvT's supply blocked at 70 out of 70. He's going to make a bunker barracks, or sorry, supply depot right now. I'm calling everything a bunker for some reason right now. But now we have Bombers making his way to the top left side of the map. Actually, the middle of the map, trying to get a position on LiquidTaeja, but TvT is not giving up. He's got that medevac for scouting. And, oh, the Vikings show up now too, so he will have air dominance, but the Zerg Tower vision is going to go to Bomber, which is going to be extremely critical for him here. Let's check the unit count while we're at it. 21 versus 48 and 9 versus 5, so Bomber is in the lead as far as army goes and supply goes, so it's looking pretty good for Bomber now. I mean, you just look on the map and you see mostly red spread out all over the place, and TvT running by again. He's just going to go for another base trade. Nope, he's turning around. I thought we were going to go for round 2. Just like, they're like, well, I'm not really a fan of this side of the map. Let's trade again. And yep, TvT pulling up shop. Going to make his way down here. But Bomber is in position. Does he have vision of that? What do they see? What do they see? Nope, they don't see it. Zerg Tower is going to give him vision. He's going to see that army push up to the top, but there's still an army down here. TvT's going to make an attack here. Bomber's army split in half, so TvT is going to have to use this opportunity. There's no medevacs down here, and these Marines are just cutting through everything. And TvT is going to take out all those Marines and even all these tanks here, I think. But he did trade there, so supply is even. Now there's just tanks and a couple of Marines here, bring some reinforcements. There's a lot of Marines here for Bomber. And now we're going to have a huge drop here. Going to drop in the middle line. I think there's no tanks in vision that have range. Actually, there's a little bit of range here on that one tank. But Bomber's going to stop all the mining here from TvT. But TvT's got so much money, it's not really going to matter. He just needs to open up his supply a little bit, and he might be doing him a favor here by killing a couple of these SCVs. He's going to get trapped back in the corner. Concave is going to favor TvT, and the medevacs are going to fall down because the Vikings are going to show up. He's going to take one. He's going to get the one full of units. He really needs to take that one out. Oh, nope, takes the other one out. But no Marines drop there. And more Marines, reinforcements here from TvT popping out. But there's going to be too many units here for Bomber, and Bomber will survive. 3 medevacs and a handful of Marines making it out of there alive. Oh, going to lose another medevac there. And oh no, big attack here from TvT. He's going to take all the tanks out while Bomber was on siege. And TvT is somehow making a comeback here. He was down and out, but Bomber, he split his army at that one point. And TvT now is looking poised to take this game. Supply, look at that. He's making 10 Marines at a time. Bomber trying to get back in this, making 4 at a time. Does he have an army? What does he have to defend this? He scans. Oh no, TvT scans it. He's thinking, uh-oh, here we go. This is where I take the game. This is where I end it. And the Marines are simming forward. All the Marines die there from Bomber. And the GG from Bomber. And TvT is going to take this series, or actually this game, for, oh wow, that was such a crazy base race. I mean, Bomber looked like he had the game there up until that very, very last moment. When he split up his army, he had half of his army defending his main, I guess you call it, for lack of a better term. And he had his other half of his army outside that Zerg Tower, outside TvT's main. And TvT just went in with this full force, traded pretty well, and then traded once again after Bomber decided to drop in that mineral line there. And that was kind of just it. Those 2 bad moves there from Bomber. TvT just capitalized on it and gave him the win. So congratulations to TvT for winning that crazy game. So wow, interesting game there, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, go ahead and thumbs it up there on YouTube. And if you want to see more of my StarCraft commentaries, make sure to subscribe. So until next time.